Here's a look ahead.
I want to marry Hope.
I'm sure there's a million other things you could be doing.
There's nowhere else I'd rather be.
What happens to Joe Giardino? Stays at old Giardino.
All right.
Luna isn't here. Well, where would she go?
Bold and the beautiful spoilers for September 8th to 12th, 2025 see Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, plotting and Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, in a complete and total panic. As we always do on Early Edition Day, we talk about what's coming the rest of this week, and then we get into what is coming next week. Bold and the beautiful spoilers. Thomas confronts Ridge and Brooke over wedding plans. On Wednesday, September 3rd, we have Thomas picking up with his conversation with Ridge Forrester, Torsten K. On Tuesday, Thomas was not happy to see Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang in Ridge's arms, and they jumped apart. They looked very guilty. So Thomas called out his dad, asking if the wedding is still on. Ridge and Thomas have this little showdown on Wednesday, and I'm sure his son is going to demand an answer from Ridge. If he doesn't tell Thomas that he is breaking off the engagement to Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, then that means Ridge is flat out lying to Thomas's face. I do not trust Ridge to come clean. Thomas confronts Brooke about Ridge with Katie Logan, Heather Tom, there as a witness on Wednesday. Thomas tells Brooke that his parents are getting remarried, and she better not get in the way of Ridge remarrying Taylor. Brooke serves him with a death glare. I'm very curious to see what she says. She may go with something benign like, "It's not up to you who Ridge marries. It's up to Ridge." I just don't feel like she's going to lie to his face and act like there's nothing going on. But I also don't think she wants to be the one to tell Thomas the real deal. After he goes, it looks like Brooke is stressing to Katie that she thinks Ridge is still going to break things off with Taylor and come back to her. Brooke fears the worst on Bold and the beautiful. But Brooke is worried about the impact of Thomas's return on Ridge. Will he delay? Is he going to try? I just can't see a good thing coming out of this. Also, on Wednesday, Katie urges Brooke to just go around Ridge and go tell Taylor that Ridge promised in Italy that he would make things right with her and told Brooke they'd be together. I've been wondering for a while if she was going to have to do the dirty work with Taylor because Ridge chickened out. Luna's secrets unveiled, Lee's suspicions and family drama. Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, as absences continue to make Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, suspicious of where Luna is going. Lee does not take Luna at her word, and I think she's going to figure out what her granddaughter's plotting before too long. Also, this week, Luna still wants a relationship with her dad, Finn, Tanner Novlin, but Lee is against it, saying, "You can't do this. You're supposed to be dead." Luna remains insistent that she has a future with Will, despite Sheila Carter's, Kimberlyn Brown, skepticism. We should have some scenes with Taylor and Lee, where Taylor encourages Lee to get some grief counseling for the death of her granddaughter. But Lee is going to turn that down because her only regrets right now might be saving her life. Thursday, September 4th, Eric Forrester, John McCook, takes a turn with Ridge because he also knows Thomas's return means trouble. Eric is telling Ridge, "Don't let Thomas or Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, influence your decision about your future." Eric is harping on Ridge, Torsten K., again about Brooke being the one for Ridge. The irony in this statement, Eric telling Ridge, "Don't let Thomas or Steffi influence you. Listen to me, listen to your dad," while he is trying to influence him. Clearly, Ridge has made a mess of all of this, and I'm interested to see the reaction Steffi and Thomas have when it all comes out on Bold and the Beautiful. Also on Thursday, Taylor is talking to Ridge, and she is pressuring him to set an ASAP wedding date. She wants that other ring on her finger, the wedding band. She put her own engagement ring there. Taylor is well aware that Brooke is a true threat to her future with Ridge. Taylor wants Ridge officially off the market and back as her husband while Brooke is pressuring Ridge as well. I feel like he's just going to explode from all this. But this has been years in the making that there's this fierce showdown because he just won't ever pick somebody and be loyal. On Friday, September 5th, Thomas has a talk with his granddad, Eric. They are discussing Brooke, Ridge, and Taylor. After the conversation, Eric is skeptical. He may be legitimately worried that Thomas and Steffi will convince Ridge to stick with Taylor, which will cause Ridge to break his promise to Brooke. I think Eric is going to see this as not just going to be a simple matter of him getting his way, because there is some expectation there. Rich made promises to Steffi and to Thomas that he would not break Taylor's heart when that's fully what he's about to do. On Friday, Rich remains torn between Brooke and Taylor. Eric's words keep running through his head. We just have Ridge waffle. The week of September 8th through the 12th, we've got Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, continuing to hope Logan, Annika Noel, and make his case to her. Liam thinks Carter Walton, Lauren St. Victor, is a waste of her time and not her destiny. I'm also looking forward to seeing Thomas and Hope interact. I don't think that she will like Thomas targeting her mom, Brooke, because of the whole Ridge thing. Thomas may not like finding out Hope is engaged to Carter after she rejected Thomas's proposal before. Luna moves forward with her plan. She seems very determined to baby trap, well, whether she's pregnant or not. Luna took a pregnancy test this week, and judging by the kind of smirky little smile on her face, that crazy woman might actually be pregnant with Will's kid. Assuming just because she got shot and all that, and was then recuperating, if she is pregnant, the assumption would be it's Will's kid. But she is close to Remy Price, Christian Weissman. Maybe they slept together, and Remy knocked her up, and she's planning to pass the baby off as Will's? Electra in for a horrific shock. Electra Forrester, Linnea Grace, is going to be absolutely horrified that Will slept with her and took her virginity after sleeping with some random person that then turns out to be Luna, where he was clearly having unprotected sex. If I were Electra, I would be absolutely outraged that he took her virginity, knowing that all this was lurking. Even if he didn't know at the time that it was Luna, I think Electra could possibly dump Will over this. What's he going to say? My mom told me to keep this secret. That is not a good excuse. Will gets more worried about the mystery woman he slept with. I do expect he will get more texts from Luna soon. And I think it would be insane but typical of her if she sent a photo of the pregnancy test. Talk about scaring the pee out of him. Lee might tail Luna because she's so suspicious. Also, Taylor continues to push Ridge, but how long until Brooke is knocking at Taylor's door to drop that truth bomb? Thomas is not going to give up on his mom, Taylor, getting her happily ever after with Ridge. Things are getting messy. Well, see what happens. The soap kept Hope Logan, Annika Noel, on a steady pace since Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, left LA. Up until now, she made little mention of the partner with whom she shared lust-filled afternoons. But this week on Bold and the Beautiful, Thomas becomes Hope's theme. She's not letting go of how Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, destroyed her happiness by chasing him away. Next, she watches as Steffi interferes with